So hi, this is Nick Leatherland from Pegasus Property, and I'm joined here with Sarah Smith from Home Hub.
How to pick a good builder.
Yeah, so it's a bit like doing a job interview, really. You know, you ask around, you find out who the good builders are, recommendations from friends. The only thing I'd say with recommendations from friends is, are they in the trade themselves? Are they a builder? Have they actually had any work done by the person they're recommending? The amount of times I have people coming to me saying, "Oh, this builder's really good," and I say, "Have you actually used them?" And they say no. And I just think, right, and that's something you've got to be wary of. It's quite often that somebody will say to you, "Yeah, check this guy out, he's really good," and then you use them, and they turn out to be a cowboy. Basically, speak to a few builders, find out some properties that they've actually done up, and ask to speak to those clients. If they're working for a lot of landlords, they'd be pretty forthcoming with that information. They'll say, "Yeah, I've done work for this guy and that guy and this woman and that guy," and get their details off them. But a bit like if you're getting a tenant and you do a reference check on them, if you ask their current landlord if they're a good tenant or not, the landlord will say they are because they're trying to get rid of them because they're a bad tenant. It's the same with building. If you go and speak to somebody who's got their house being currently renovated, they're probably not going to slag the builder off because they want them to finish their job. So you want to speak to people that have actually done and dusted and completed the works. And if they say they're good and everything was done on time, and that's all you can go with, really. Obviously, you can get things in place like JCT contracts and all the legal stuff to try and tie it up. But another thing just to be wary of whilst we're on the subject of builders. I get people coming to me all the time who say, "Oh, I've had a house done up by this guy," and they've got halfway through and they've down tools, or they've got ill, or there's some bullshit excuse why they can't finish the work. And normally what happens is the builder underquotes the job to win the work, and then they get halfway through and then they say, "Oh, actually I need another 5k, I need another 10k," and this goes on, and you end up falling out with them as a result. And they basically just down tools and disappear, and then you're left with half a job and you've paid out all the money that you had anyway, and that's a big serious thing that you need to watch out for. So always get free quotes in all the time. And if you want to do it properly, get a quantity surveyor to actually do a build cost for you on a property, because then you'll actually know how much it's going to cost, and you can actually send the work out to tender to builders then. So you can say, "I've already had this costed up by a QS, and who wants to do it?" The QS says it's 30k, and a builder might come back and say, "I can do it for 28k because I'm a bit cheaper," or whatever. But that's the proper way to do it. That's how the professionals do it when you do big projects. So for the sake of £500 or whatever for a QS, I think it's totally worth doing.